So happy for you all to join me today to the Meet Sangria podcast, episode 2. My name is Matt Lipari. I am a world-class astrophysicist, scientist, microbiologist, you name it. This is where I come on to talk about things I wouldn't normally talk about in my day-to-day scientific life since I'm so busy doing research and such. We just like to bullshit right now. It's an hour of free bullshit time before I go back to solving cancer. So, come join me on this couch. I have a new glass of water here that I'm going to probably drink in the next 5 minutes. If you guys are just listening to this, I have a new haircut. Looks beautiful. It's probably for the best you can't see it, or else you'd be wetting your chair right now. There'd be a leak in aisle 6, aisle your office. No, it looks good. I think I cut the top for the first time in a while. Usually I cut the top. The last time I cut it was March. That was like 5 months ago. And the time before that was November before that. So that was 4 months before that. So it's like every 4 to 5 months I cut it. And then the sides I'll cut like once a month. But I went to the barber. I went back home to Queens for the barber. I made the mistake. I asked him if they had TVs there, but they weren't playing anything. And I've been going to this guy for like 2 years. I asked him if they would play the Olympics. I was like, you guys are not playing the Olympics? And he just was like, he started bringing up like transgender people in the Olympics. I was like, oh no, what have I done? Oh no. He's like, I don't fucking got time for that. The kids, they're all confused. I'm like, are they really though? Like, the kids, I guarantee they wouldn't even know. Are kids watching women's boxing on TV, first of all? Probably not. Are they watching, Algeria in the women's boxing? Probably not, but also they just be like, that woman is strong. That is a beast of a woman. You don't even have to tell them anything. So I was like, ooh, I didn't really answer when he was saying that. I was like, yeah, sure. Let's wrap this up. Let's go. He's a nice guy. He's like a conservative, maybe like an Orthodox Jewish man. So, I don't expect him to have progressive views on transgender people in the Olympics, even though that's not even a transgender person in the Olympics. That's just a woman. I don't even know what's the status of that Algerian woman that's winning. She was born with like 2 chromosomes or something. I don't know. Is that like, that's like the insult someone once. I think the best insult someone ever wrote in my comment section was like, he looks like my friend Dale with 1 extra chromosome or missing 1 chromosome or something. I thought it was funny. They were saying I was retarded, basically. If you didn't get that. But, yeah, I don't know what's with that lady. I don't know. She's legally allowed to compete, but everyone's like, oh, she's too strong. I mean, it's just like, I feel like the women's sport's kind of like, if you're too strong, you're just not allowed to compete. That's kind of what this consensus we're doing is. It's like, if you're just too big, you're disqualified of being a woman anymore. So actually, women are not allowed to be this strong, is what we're kind of saying. So maybe they could, like, I don't know how to fix this. I'm trying to solve women's sports right now. Just like a strength competition, like literally put like tiers of strength. Like, you're the best swimmer for this strength level. I don't know how that would work. That kind of doesn't make any sense, because then you could lie on your, like, if you're benching, you could be like, I can't lift, and then just you actually can. I don't know, guys. Nobody knows. That's why it's a talking point that I don't think really anyone cares about. Like, if you're voting in the next election because of women's sports, there's so many other issues. Like, it's kind of insane. Oh yeah, I made I don't know when this is going to be posted. Probably a few weeks from after I make this video, but I want to talk about the video I made that went kind of viral on almost every platform, except for Snapchat, because that's literally 12-year-old kids. They don't care about this video. It's about that girl's house, where it's a video, if you haven't seen it, a girl showing off her grandparents' house, which has like dozens of rooms. No one's in any of these rooms. She's giving a tour of this house over some music. Like a movie theater, I think bowling alley, a restaurant, a bar. And my reaction is just like, her grandparents definitely murdered people. Like, you don't get this rich without killing people. And I, told some jokes. People thought I was being serious. Like, I made some jokes that are very specific. And people were like, I want more information. Who is this family? Like, how do you know this stuff? Is this real? Are you lying? Like, guys, I'm joking about it. I just made that all up. It's so obvious I made that all up. People, like, this was on TikTok, too. On Facebook, I got some of it, but it was mostly on TikTok, so I was kind of surprised. Usually the Facebook moms, like, eat this stuff up. They're like, oh, this is 100% real, factual. Matt Lipari is an amazing news reporter. But the girl was getting a lot of hate comments and, like, death threats, too, of, people go crazy. Um, God damn, sorry guys, might be a little bit sick. Um, but I wanted to apologize for the video just because I don't want her to get any hate. Like, if I said if my grandparents, which my family's very well to do, like, but we don't have like mega mansions and with 30,000 rooms. But if my grandparents did, I would certainly enjoy it. I would certainly take full advantage of that. Probably wouldn't post a video on it because I know people would hate on it. Um, but yeah, I don't, it's she's just a descendant of them. But I don't know what the grandparents did. I still probably think they did some shady stuff. I think at a certain point you probably have to take advantage of some people. Maybe not kill them, but like certainly pay people unfair wages and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that kind of blew up, and I got a lot of followers from that. But I'm not really sure they followed me for the right reason. So I want people to follow me because I'm funny, not because they think I'm like Robin Hood, like exposing the rich. Like every video of mine is just gonna be like, whoa, another family getting rich off emerald mines. Follow me for more families getting rich. Um, I'm a big YouTube watcher. I talked to someone like maybe a few weeks ago who was like, no one watches YouTube anymore. I was like, I literally watch YouTube all the time. And they asked me what I watch, and I didn't want to tell them. It's private information, but like, I didn't realize maybe younger generation people aren't watching YouTube as much, which is interesting. But for some reason, like 2 days in a row, I got ads for body armor. I got ads for a full, like, bulletproof vest with like plates or like protect yourself against weapon. Someone shooting at you, get the best in class. I'm like, what the fuck? What do I look up? I don't look up anything weapon related. I'm not building a militia. I'm not trying to assassinate somebody. It's just like body armor. Like, is this an ad? Is this a political thing? Are they like trying to? They're targeting people's fears, I guess. Like that's something my dad would buy. He'd be like, I got you guys all a body armor. I want you to wear it every time you go in the subway. I do need to start carrying a knife in the subway now. I think about it, or like in the streets in general. If you try to, from this point forward, guys, if you try to stop me, I'm just like, hey, you want to say hi to me, man? I'm such a big fan. Watch out. But yeah, body armor. It's like, like who's? If I saw someone wearing body armor in the street, I assume they're trying to kill everyone. I assume there's no safety in that. You're literally insane if you're wearing body armor, which maybe you need it, unless you're like a police officer, sure, but like a regular person, you don't just wear body armor walking around. So I don't know why I got that ad. It was kind of scary. I didn't even. I guess I kind of watched more than I would. Maybe that's why I popped up again because they're like, we got him interested. We think he wants it. But I was just watching because I was like, why is this showing up? I thought it was gonna be a joke at a certain point. It was like an SNL skit, like, hey, you get this body armor for when you go to vote in a few months. But yeah, it's kind of scary. So maybe after me talking about getting drafted last week, if I do, I have to get that body armor. Can I show up to the U.S. Army with my own gear? Is that a thing? Like, yeah, I got my own tactical stuff. That I guess I would need that if I pulled up to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after you guys hear he killed a bear, or no? Did he even? I don't remember the stories. I think someone he was with, he was like hunting upstate New York, and someone he was with killed a bear cub with a car. They hit a bear cub on the road, and then they thought it was a good idea to bring the bear back to Central Park and leave it there and pretend it got hit by a bike. It's a crazy story. He's trying to normalize it as if it's a regular. Like, yeah, that was our best plan. You kill a baby bear, which, okay, whatever, I guess. If I was driving upstate, killed a bear, I'd feel pretty bad. Which, I don't know if he felt bad. I would probably leave it on the road. What am I going to do? What am I bringing a baby bear? I leave it on the road. Everyone's going to know I hit it with the car accidentally. There's no other scenario besides leaving it on the road. Oh, I think he said he wanted to eat the meat, which I guess I understand that. That's a good point. I don't know what baby bear tastes like. I don't know what any bear tastes like. I've never had bear. But I do know people eat roadkill a lot. So I get that. But he was going on a flight later that day or something. The whole situation was like, all right, you're not going to be able to eat the bear. And then I saw a picture earlier. He has his finger in the bear's mouth in the back of his truck with like the giant gash. He's like smiling like, hey, look at this. So the man, I thought the man was insane before this. I think he's probably more insane than I was thinking. But to leave it in Central Park where there's no bears in Central Park. There's gay people that are bears. They're called them bears. Giant gay people with hairy chests. There's those bears. Plenty of those, but there's no cubs. I don't know if cubs is a gay person term. Just leave it there with a bite. Like, that's, I don't know what this man's thinking. I don't know how do you even get it there? It's just an insane story. Um, that man, I mean, what percent of the vote is that man gonna get? Like, not like if he's, I don't even know what party he's running. He's just a figurehead. That man's insane. Man, truly, like if he was alive 200 years ago, he'd be like a prime lobotomy candidate. Not even 200, like 70. How old is he? He might be 70. If he was an adult 70 years ago, they'd be like, all right, Robert, please step in here. Let's scramble your brains, please. I have a beautiful ice pick for you, Robert. Come on, step in. Yeah, the Kennedy family is, I guess they're cursed, but it's kind of his fault. Where, you don't. I guess it's the person in his party. They were going hawking. What a rich person activity. Let's go hawking in the woods. We killed a baby bear cub, but it's all right. We still have to catch some fresh meat with our hawks. That's just crazy. I think if you've gone hawking, you can't. You're not allowed to be president unless you're Teddy Roosevelt. Back then, it was fine, but now, like, well, come on. The average American, we're not going. I have hawking gloves in my parents' house only to catch our cat because he's insane. Literally, if I didn't have hawking gloves, my arms would be like fucking Swiss cheese shreds. So I could go hawking actually. I just need to acquire a hawk. If anyone knows of a hawk in the area that wants to accompany me, where I prey on little animals in the woods, let me know. I need to not speak away from the microphone. That's what I learned. I do need a better microphone, but you don't buy good equipment for a podcast if no one's watching it. So, we kind of have to do that. What else do I got on this sheet? Oh, I was going to talk about dating a little bit. I'm taking a break right now, but not a break, just like a break from, I don't know, just slowing down a little bit. It was exhausting the past few months, just trying to go on dates, going on these dating apps are exhausting. And just I started seeing some stuff that just like I want to talk about. It's like some of the weird things I see. It's like I saw one person, there's a lot of like, ethical non-monogamy, whatever they call it, E&M stuff. And there's a lot of poly people are like, I have a partner already, but I'm looking for someone else. And just the stuff they say, they just make it weird. Like, I guess in and of itself, I get what it is. And it's kind of weird, but it's not that weird. Like, they just make it so weird. Like, one person, I think they call it, like, they're like, I have a nesting partner at home. Like, okay, what are you, a bird? What is this? We're letting peacocks on the app right now? I got my nesting. She's sitting on the eggs. He's sitting on the eggs. I guess I am going for women, not men. He's sitting on the eggs. I'm going out. I'm just trying to have sex with everyone while he sits on the eggs and takes care of the nest. He's collecting twigs. I'm just out here blowing dudes. So I don't know. It's always like I have a partner at home, but I'm looking for like to hook up with random people. Like, what is wrong with your part? I don't know. It's not for me. If you can't tell, it's not for me. I don't 100% get it. I kind of get it. That's kind of like what I'm talking about in the last episode about rappers. Like, they should all be just in a polyamorous relationships. They should all be like, I got my nesting bitch back home. I got my mama bird back home. You know what I mean? She hold me down. And then you go out with other girls and you just do what you got to do. That'd be perfect. Rappers should literally be the poster children for ethical non-monogamy or whatever, polyam. I don't even know I don't think ethical non-monogamy is the same. I think E&M is just like you're dating multiple people and everyone knows, which is fine. That's just like, why does that even need a term? Just like you're dating multiple people, non-seriously. The other one's like you have this person at home who's like your bottom bitch, your bottom boy, and then you go out, you handle business, you go home, and then you get the scraps. They feed you some scraps. So yeah, I've seen a lot of that. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I kind of want to go on a date with one of these people just to see. I've been trying, but none of them are interested. Actually, one person was, but then I couldn't have a conversation with them. So I'm trying to get in there. I'm doing some undercover work for you guys. I'm going like undercover boss. Like, I'm here pretending not to be the CEO of polyamorous relationships, even though I am. No, I'm not. And then just some like profile, like when you've on these apps for so long and you swipe. I swipe on. I'm gonna be real, guys. I don't even read people's profiles anymore. If you're attractive and you live near me, I swipe first, ask questions later. That's how it goes. I'm so sorry. Every single app, that's how it goes. Because I don't want to waste my time on someone. I don't want to waste my time learning about someone, right? That doesn't even feel any attraction towards me. It's like in my mind, I'll gladly, like, of course I'm going to read your profile once we match. And sometimes I'm like, this sucks. I have nothing in common with you. And then I unmatch with you and I don't speak to you. But until that point, why am I going to waste my time learning about you to a certain depth? I used to read them more, and I was like, most of these people not going to match with it all. It takes so many likes for me to match with someone, so I'm just not going to do that. But you see it when you're when you're reading someone's profile, just some it's just such bad things, such stupid things. It's like, fun fact about me, like, fun fact, I have diabetes. That's someone's fun fact. Oh, okay. That was your favorite thing to tell me? You had so many you had anything you could put, anything fun in your life, you have disease. Fun fact, you have a broken toe. Oh, cool. That's going to get me to know you so much better. Can you eat sugar? Can we go get dessert? It's just like, I don't know, you become overly critical. And then one time I unmatched with a girl because, like, you make a profile, right? And it has your information, it has where I went to college stuff. She just asked me where I went to college. Like, you can just read that in 2 seconds. Like, read the thing. It's like, ask me what my name is. Like, hey, it's on the thing. I was like, come on, I didn't like her that much to be. I would have excused it if I liked her. I really would have. But her, I was like already on the fence. I was like, I can't do this. This is like, you just have to. I need to know that you can read, and I just can't. I don't believe you can read. I don't. If you asked me what college I went to in person, that'd be fine. Truly, that'd be fine because you forgot. But it's in the chat. You just go, oh, here it is. So, when people stop messaging me for some reason, which happens all the time, I'm like, all right, I get it, because I stop messaging people all the time as well. So it's a yin and a yang. Certainly, people stop messaging me more than I stop messaging them. That's just how being a man goes. Sadly, that's the life of being a man. What can we do? But yeah, it's tough. So I'm taking a break. I guess the summer is just a time to enjoy yourself, right? To be in the outdoors, collecting sunlight, tanning. Man, if you guys are only listening to this, you can't see how nice and tan I am. So I'm chilling, but we'll be back on the grind soon. Looking for that lucky lady, or unlucky lady, if you hate me and I trap you. The unlucky lady that's in my basement right now. She fucked up. No. Yeah, like I said, I went home for the weekend. I'm from Queens, if you guys don't know that. I live in Manhattan. I'm from Queens. Went home to have a little lunch with the family. Slept over at home. My parents have cannibalized my room. They've turned it into they don't call it my room anymore. It's kind of sad. It's a guest room. I'm the only one that ever sleeps there. But it's the guest bedroom. Like, damn, guys, you're already kicking me out? What the heck? I'm only 26. I can't live here forever? I can't have two homes? There's a book in my parents' house. They bought a really cool book about my neighborhood, Bayside, Queens, if you're familiar with it. You're just like, oh my God, it's my favorite place. There's a book that shows what it looked like from like the 50s or when it was being built, like the first buildings in Bayside, Queens. And you can see it. It's like swampland. It looks like shit, honestly, for the most part. But it's just one page, and it just shows White Castle. It's like the first building in the entire town. It's just it's still there. There's a White Castle in the corner, and there's nothing else around it. And it's like, that's true. That is America right there. There's just a fast food place, and there's nothing else. This is the staple of a town. Everyone's like, all right, we can move here now. There's burgers for sale. It's the exact same restaurant. I didn't even know White Castle was around back then, but I guess that's like the pinnacle of like fast food. White Castle is one of the original ones, I guess. It was kind of surreal. You just see like all these old houses, like people walking around, and then just a White Castle. It just looks like a White Castle. It's like a mini golf course attraction in the middle of the street with nothing around it. So it's kind of shocking but interesting. It's like one of those like time travel photographs someone's gonna see in 50 years and be like, whoa, I swear someone went back in time and built a White Castle. It's like, no, that was just here. I saw my parents' cats too, which I can't really claim as my cats anymore, sadly. I don't live there. I don't see them that often. My parents, so when I used to live there, we've had these cats for 4 years. We get all the cats from outdoors, right? There's a surplus of wild cats that live in our backyard because they feed them. They feed them bundles of food. So we took some of them in. There was a new litter of all black cats. Took them in. There was 4 kids. We took 3 of them in. We were going to take 2 at first. Then one of them came in the house and we couldn't get him to leave. Like, it was impossible. That's the one I had to buy the hawking gloves for that I talked about. Like, truly getting him to the vet is like the worst day of my life. Whenever I had to do it, Now I ain't helping with that. Good luck, guys. Back in the day, um, and he like has all these. He's like the runt of the litter. He has all these medical issues. I would be sure he was autistic if that was a thing for cats. Like without a doubt, he'd be autistic. But he's a cutie. Um, so yeah, I saw them, but they have like so many in the backyard, and they're like there's no new litters. I think it's just boys back there. It's become like this like frat house, just like this disgusting, smelly boys club where they beg at the window all day for food. They're just like, oh, please, we need more. They're becoming fat. Like they used to hunt birds. There'd be time where they bring birds to the back. Now they just wait all day. And so, but all the cats are spoiled. The cats inside the house. There's still three of them. They're 4 years old. Um, Really, one of them is there's Angel, Leo, and Diego. They're named after the Ninja Turtles. Except we gave up after Diego. And then there's Fluffy, who lives outside. He's supposed to be named after Raphael, but like, who names a cat Raphael? Who am I? What am I insane? So Diego is supposed to be Donatello, and then Angel, Michelangelo, Leo, Leonardo. So it kind of makes sense. The first two, the two that we originally wanted, made sense. But Angel's a cutie pie, only girl. She's the only one that you can really pet and have a good time with. The others are Leo. You can have a good time with him for like 2 seconds. Then he's like, all right, I'm going to kill you right now. I'm going to cut your throat immediately. So he's fine. And then Diego's like scared. I could look at him and he'll like run away and cry. So I could touch him sometimes if he's like in a trance. Sometimes he's just like, I don't even know if he knows where he is. He loves my mom. Leo loves my dad. Angel loves everyone, but she loves me especially. She actually used to sit on my lap. I think it was one time back in the pandemic, there was a thing called the Zoom open mic where you do open mic on your computer. I remember she sat on my lap once when I was telling jokes. It was kind of a nice bond. I was like, wow, she loves these jokes. She was sleeping. She didn't like the jokes. She's like, just kind of snooze fest. Him telling jokes is the perfect time I can go to sleep and not be entertained. But yeah, I miss her. I miss them all, actually. They're kind of nice to be around. But yeah, I see them like every few weeks. And I'll get some updates, like how are they doing? But yeah, taking them to the vet. Besides, even Angel, my parents were on vacation. It was a few months ago. And I was at home. And she wasn't eating. I think I turned out, I think she was actually homesick, or she was sad my parents left. And she was like so depressed, which is crazy. But she was like throwing up everywhere. So I was like, I have to take her to the vet while they were gone. They were in like Florida. So I couldn't do it. Like I tried to get her. She slipped out of the cage and then she would just run away from me. I couldn't grab her at all. So I failed. Then my parents had to come home. They're like, you motherfucker, you failed. I was like, no, I disappointed you guys. But they brought her to the doctor and it's like, yeah, she's fine. And the second they were home, she stopped. So I guess she got her wish. That's what you have to do. Maybe if I throw up and start peeing everywhere, my ex-girlfriend wouldn't leave me. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to be alone forever. All right, anyway. No, I went home with a suitcase because I don't have a washing machine in this apartment. If you don't know Manhattan, I'm sure you've all seen videos of like small apartments. People don't have washing machines usually. That's a luxury. I've subletted apartments with washing machines before, but this one doesn't have one. So I have to go bring my laundry to the laundromat around the block. It's not that expensive really. I just drop it off and then they wash it and fold it. It's maybe like, honestly, it's like probably twice the price of doing it myself. Where I'd have to wait there and blah, blah, blah. So laundry being as cheap as it is, I'd rather just drop it off and not worry about it. Call me posh, call me luxury. As I make fun of that woman for having 20 rooms, I'm paying an extra $10 it's like $5 extra a week to have them wash my clothes, which is crazy. Very good price. But I brought a suitcase home because I wanted to wash my sheets. I'm not sure if I could just put my sheets in with the regular laundry because they do have a separate price on the thing. It's like comforter washing is like $30. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'll just bring it home. So I have to lug this whole suitcase. It's like an hour worth of trains. I'm on the subway. I'm like, is this really worth it? What am I doing? I have to go on the Long Island Railroad. Then I have to take an Uber. Sometimes my parents will pick me up. Sometimes I have to take an Uber. Sometimes I've taken the bus. Like I got 3 modes of transportation. This big ass suitcase, fucking comforter, just to wash it, just to get it dirty again. So I do that, but I don't like if my comforter, if it costs $30 to wash, like I'm gonna be real. My comforter maybe costs, I don't know, to buy like $70 or $80. Like, all right, let's just get a new comforter. Let me be like the ultimate rich for like London Tipton. Like I'm done wearing this. I don't need this anymore. It's kind of crazy. But it started to yellow too. Like I know I went live this past week and I said I don't wash my sheets once a week, which you guys are all crazy. Um, I don't know why. I take a shower before I go to sleep. This is said this before. If I don't take a shower before I go to sleep, my sheets I need to wash them like immediately because I feel dirty. But if I've taken a shower and I go to bed, it's like a sealed cleanliness cocoon. I feel fine. But like they'll start to yellow a little bit. I don't know what that's from. Is it like my hair products maybe or something? Like is it sweat doing that? It's clean sweat though. In my mind, there's a distinction. Like dirty sweat is like I walk through the streets and I got the like guys roasting nuts juice on my arm, and then I sweat, and then nut juice is on here. That nut juice, some other nut juice sometimes, and so then it's like, oh my god. But if I'm clean, the sweat is just like liquid. It's just water, a little bit of salt. So I don't know, but they're yellowing a little, so I had to put bleach in there. I was like cleaning it. I don't even know. I barely even checked if it was not yellow. I'm sure it's fine, but yeah, it's just a whole hassle, and then just lugging the suitcase around in the summer too. Oh my god, sweating my fucking balls off. And then one time the trains, it's like the trains always stop working. The weekend's like a nightmare for trains. Again, if you don't live in Manhattan, there's a disaster. But one time, like the train stopped working, and I had to get. It was torrential rain. It was so bad. I had to just. I was like, I don't want to call. The Ubers were like $50 when it usually would be like 15. I was like, I'll just walk. And I had a suitcase, and I was just like, I was so wet. I had to walk for like 25 minutes. And then I finally caught the bus. It was like halfway through. I was like, I'll just take this bus that just came. And it's just like, oh, absolute disaster. So the suitcase is annoying, but like, do I want to pay 30 plus to wash my sheets? No, I'd rather just go home and struggle. So I'm going to keep doing that. But yeah, my suitcase, I've never had any problem. Actually, I'm lying. What the heck? I've never actually lost my suitcase. It's just like, it's always gotten back to me. The most recent time I went to Brazil and I was coming home and I was like, it was a trip. If you go on my Instagram, you can see pictures from it, but it was a trip. We went camping in the woods in the Amazon rainforest for like 10 days. So my clothes were stinky. I could talk more about that story some other time. I should. My clothes were disgustingly stinky. We washed them when we got back to town. We used this communal wash machine, and the guy was like, yeah, the detergent is automatic in the machine. I'm 1000% sure they did not put a single piece of detergent in that thing. It's a single piece, a single drop, because we got the clothes back and they just stunk even worse. It's just like the smells blended together. I'm like, that fucking sucked. That was crazy. So it was just a suitcase of clothing festering, just festering, dirty swamp clothing after a week of ugh. And I got back to New York and it just never showed up. Just waiting by the carousel with my brother like a fucking idiot. Then I had to go to the lady. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's in Brazil still. It's in Sao Paulo." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah, we'll bring it to you tomorrow." So I just waited till tomorrow. I was like, "All right, I guess I go home." They delivered it to my house. They came with the truck, and I opened it. It smelled awful, soaked everything. Washed it. It was perfectly good when I washed it once. So that's why I know there was no detergent. Unless Brazilian detergent is just like it's like it's like just putting salt on your clothing. But yeah, that was the last time. So I didn't lose anything. It's just annoying. Then the previous time, I was it was a family trip to Alaska, and they're supposed to like, it was part of like the cruise ship. It was like a cruise, and then afterwards you go on your own excursion. We went to like Denali National Park, and they were supposed to be in control of my suitcase, but at the end they just had no staff. Like I don't know, it was like right after COVID. They had no staff, so like yeah, get your own suitcase. So I was looking for my suitcase. I couldn't find it. Everyone else in my family had their suitcase. Couldn't find my suitcase to save my life. So we're like, "Yeah, you guys lost my suitcase," and they're like, "No, no, no." So we're gonna leave without my suitcase. It was the last day of the trip. We're going home. So I was like, "Okay, I guess I don't really need it anymore. I do want my stuff." That's what I'm pretty nonchalant. I was like, "All right, whatever." It'd be nice if they paid me for like my stuff. So we just go to the airport in Anchorage, Alaska. We take the bus, and then like we're just driving on the terminal, and my suitcase is just sitting in the middle of the terminal, unattended. It looks like literally like a bomb someone dropped, like a secret bomb plot to just blow up the Anchorage airport. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just grab my suitcase. I'm like, all right, let's go. I check it for like bomb. Like, what, did someone take this and just like try to frame me? Am I gonna be like the latest terrorist on the news? And so I opened it. Everything was fine. It's like I guess someone just like thought. I think we were leaving in waves. There was other people's, but they just thought the suitcase belonged to another group, and they brought it. And then instead of bringing it back, they're like, "I'll just leave it here. That's not mine. I'll just dump it on the street." If that was in New York, that suitcase would have been stolen in 5 seconds. But in Alaska, everyone's so nice, so it was fine. I was just like perfect, but it's kind of crazy. Like that's this before that I can. My sister lost her luggage once. We went to. I'm just talking about all these trips. My God, I'm just a world traveler. We went to the Yellowstone National Park, and she lost her luggage, and then we got it. Like she had to buy all new clothes. It was in. I forgot what happened. There was like a flight delay. We had to go a few days later, but her luggage just was there. But they didn't know it was there. It was in like Salt Lake City, Utah, and so she had to buy all new clothes. They gave her like $1,000 maybe, and then as we were coming back, we just got her luggage. Like they were like, yeah, it's here. So we just picked it up. She came home with two luggages, and she had like double the clothes. She got free clothes, I guess. That's kind of nice. It's like short term negative for a long term benefit. Like, oh, I get free clothes. So I would honestly, that's kind of like the airport thing where it's like you take a later flight and they'll give you $1,000, like $1,000 voucher. I haven't ever taken someone up on that offer because it's never happened to me when I'm flying alone. It's always when I'm with someone else. And it's like I can't just be the only one. Like I can't, like my whole family's going on vacation and they're paying for me. Can't just be like, all right, I'll see you guys a day later. You guys are already doing stuff on the vacation. So it's never really worked out for me. But I don't know if I would. I think I would, depending on how much the money is. I think anyone would, right? If it's like, we'll give you a brand new house if you delay your trip to Tampa for an hour, everyone's like, yeah. But some trips are more annoying than that. But yeah, so that's me going home. It's not a nightmare when I just go with my body and my backpack and just like on the train, choo choo choo. It's pretty cheap, but suitcase gets annoying. Um, yeah, when I go home, so like I said, I used to be a software engineer. I have a degree in computer science. I am like the default tech support guy, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Maybe just even young people. Like they need you for tech support. You're the only one that can figure out how computers work. But it just extends to so many things that I have no idea how they work. Like a computer, fine, I get it. But it's like, hey, can you help me with the printer? Like, guys, I don't know anything about printers. I didn't take printer class. I don't know anything about the printer. And then just like clicking buttons. It's just I guess I know how to use it more so than some other people. But like okay, my grandparents for example, they just have this sound system for their TV. It's like the most complicated thing. It's like a stack. Like imagine you can't see my refrigerator. Can you? Yes, you can. Just like imagine a giant stack on the wall, this big, just with like a million cable box looking devices. For what? For the TV to sound good? I don't know. I don't know what half those boxes are. I don't know what 90%. I don't know what all of them are. My grandparents don't know. My grandpa has Alzheimer's. He doesn't know. My grandma's like, I don't fucking know what this shit is. Like, hey, can you fix this? No. Let me just throw it in the garbage. Can I rip it out of your wall and throw it in the garbage? Like, you need to call in some guy from the 70s to do that. No one, what's the point of this? Just have a TV and a cable box and then maybe a speaker. That's it. Wrap it up. Let's go. You don't need every single DVD player, every single iteration of the DVD, VHS, cassette tape. Doing an old 45 millimeter fucking camera viewing station is ridiculous. Every time I go there, like, oh, we're having a problem. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do that. I don't know how this works. I don't know. And I think they know I don't know how it works, but they're just like, I have to ask. I'm like, I know. But even just with like iPads too, just like Apple IDs. My brother and I think we have the same. He's copying me. He uses the same Apple ID. He's fucked everything up because you're supposed to have one per person. He just thinks Apple thinks we're the same person. So like if you track his location, it's just my location. It's just a disaster. I can't add him to like a shared album. It's just a disaster. Apple ID is just I don't know why it's so strange. Just complaining about tech support here. It's just that, like I didn't learn anything about this. I'm sure I could figure it out, but some of it's so convoluted. It's so annoying. I just don't want to do this. I can't do that. I don't want to fix your printer. I don't want to buy new. Like I don't know anything about printers. Fuck up every 2 seconds. What the fuck's wrong with printers? The biggest piece of shit equipment is a printer. It just never works properly. Even when I go to the UPS, I don't have a printer here. I go to the UPS store to print something. It's like it doesn't work. They make you pay like $20 every 2 seconds, and you're like, oh my credit card. Oh my God, it's running out of time. It's just a disaster. So if you guys need any tech support, don't ask me. I'm not going to help you. Do not ask me. I'm leaving. Never speaking to you again. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about me on the subway with my suitcase. Just it's just annoying. Just being on the subway with a suitcase, like seeing people with their backpacks on the subway is fine. There was one time I was in. It was like a few weeks ago, and the subway was like delayed, and it was just so packed, and I just threw myself in. I'm like, I have to make this one. And there was just a dude. Like I remember, I was like trying to squeeze by a dude, and he was annoyed by me. He was wearing the biggest fucking bag. Like imagine like just like a meme in your mind of like a kid on his first day of high school with like the biggest backpack, like 85 textbook in there. That's this guy's backpack. He was just wearing it. Like he wasn't trying to put it under his legs or something. Like I'm trying to squeeze by him. He's like getting pissed at me. Like bro, I was gonna say if he said anything else, I was gonna be like, bro, put your fucking backpack down. I was trying to be nice. Just like me with the suitcase, I feel bad. I don't usually go during high traffic hours, but it's just like I have this giant thing. Like I gotta steady my leg. I don't want to sit down too, because what if a pregnant lady is gonna come on? Like, wow, you need that seat over with your suitcase? I have quintuplets in here. So it's just annoying. And then I'm easy prey too. If someone wants to attack me, like he can't run. I just gotta be faster than the slowest person in the group. That would be me with my suitcase. I don't want him to have my $70 comforter, so I need to hold on to it. But I don't really see anything dangerous in the subway, which is kind of crazy. I've lived in New York my whole life. I've never felt that. I've certainly felt scared. I've certainly seen fights, but nothing insane. Nothing like really bad. I've never seen anyone naked on the subway. I've never seen anyone like getting physically hit. I've only seen verbal fights and like things that may escalate when I'm gone, but nothing that's escalated there. Which is like it's honestly kind of crazy. It's like I'm kind of like at a certain point you hear about these stories like damn that's insane, but then when it doesn't happen to you you're like when am I gonna get my subway story? When is someone gonna get murdered on my train? This is ridiculous. I've been here for 26 years. Can't someone just get stabbed on my train? So yeah, I don't really know. The weirdest thing that happened to me on the subway was so weird. It was last year. It was around this time. It might have been like exactly a year ago. It was so weird. It was at night. I was on the train coming home, and there was like these. I don't know what. They were from Europe. They were like some Slavic people, like maybe like Russian or Ukrainian or something like that. And like they got on the train, right? And then we got to the next stop. I think it was like the sixth train or something. It was just going straight down. We got to the next stop, and then more Slavic people that they knew came on the same car, and they started talking to each other. It was like okay, they just like randomly ran into their friends or something. They were all like together. Then the next stop, more like three stops in a row, just the same, just like two Slav. It was like a clown car. Just more Slavic people got on. I feel bad calling them Slavic people. More Slavs. No, they just kept going on like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And it wasn't like they were surprised. It was like they just like slid into conversation as if this was supposed to happen. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like makes no sense. They're just picking up their group. It's like a centipede reattaching their body, like forming into a creature. It's like, oh my god, that's crazy. That's the weird. It's like a weird in like a. I don't know how this happened and what is going on, but not like weird that I'm gonna die. Weird like I need to pull out my knife, which, like I said, I need to start bringing a knife. It's like I used to have one. I don't have one anymore on me. I could put it in my bag, but I got to use these old things, these little fists right here. I don't know if people are as scared of those as I want them to be. So yeah, it's kind of I got to think about that. I got to be careful. I feel like the second I put a knife in my pocket, I'm gonna have to use it. So maybe it's like a good omen, but it's better to have it than not. I could also bring pepper spray, but I don't think I have a small enough can. I have like a big ass can. It's gotta like attach it on there. It'll look like a gun holster. That'd be so embarrassing if someone thinks you have a gun and you use pepper spray. But yeah, I don't see anything dangerous. I've never, and the subway station that's closest to me on the L, First Avenue, has like the railings by the tracks. So like it's very safe now. It's like the only station I've seen with like a rail, like a guardrail by the tracks intermittently, and the train stops between it. So it's actually really nice. I mean, I think they're like prototyping it. They're seeing how it'll work. So that one's safe. I feel good. I can like lean up against the tracks on this rail that's screwed in. So I certainly don't want to see. I was joking about wanting to see someone get into a fight. I don't want to see anyone get pushed on the tracks. That'd be crazy. That would be traumatizing. I also don't want to see anyone get stabbed. Let's be real for the record, guys. I just joking. I would like to see someone naked would be kind of cool. Not really, but yeah. I don't want to. I'm happy, and I do travel at night a lot. I guess it just depends. Sometimes there's certain hours that are worse than others. But yeah, this is not. I shouldn't be talking about this. It's not a good omen. No one should be complaining that there's not enough danger on the subway. What am I insane? Um, what do I want to talk about? Oh, losing weight. Okay, I want to talk about you guys thinking that I used to be obese because I think it's funny, and maybe some of you guys do. If you're new or you've never seen what I look like, you just hear my voice as a, which is crazy. If someone's listening to this podcast, have never seen a video of mine, that's impressive. But people used to think I was obese because of the way I film my videos, um, because of the way I used to look as well. I don't know why I have like a very loose chin. That's such an insult. That sounds like, yeah, you got a loose chin, bro. Look at this loose. That girl's got a loose chin. She's been around the block with that loose chin. I have a very loose chin, so it kind of looks like I have a double chin a lot. Now it's tightened up a little bit with my gua sha usage. Been using that for like a year and a half every single day. But before that, it just made me look fatter, I think. And if you see pictures of my whole body from before that, I wasn't fat. The most I've ever weighed, I'm 5'8" 3/4", right? My official height, according to me, 5'9", let's call it. The most I've ever weighed was 170, let's say 175, even though I don't think I've ever weighed myself as that. 175, which is like, it's right at the like BMI. It's like overweight, but like right the bottommost one. It's like right there. Um, so like that's not obese. I was just slightly out of shape. That's the worst I've ever been. It's just like me when I used to be a software engineer, sitting at home most of the day, typing on the computer, um, not really caring about what I ate, but I also didn't eat that badly. I've always been a good eater. I never like shoved like whole pizzas in my mouth. Well, I've eaten a whole pizza for sure in one sitting, but I've like it's a rare occurrence. So that's the most. And right now I weigh I think 165, so it's really not that much. I haven't weighed myself in a while actually. So I haven't lost really any weight. I certainly look a little bit different. I've been going to the gym. I started going to the gym right before I started making, or like right at the exact same time I started making videos. So before I was known, I started going to the gym, and I've been going consistently since then. So I certainly look better. I'm in better shape. I guess the fat has been turned into muscle, so to speak. So I guess I've lost a lot of fat, but not really weight. But yeah, I was never that big. Like it's just my face looked kind of big. So everyone's like, I still get comments pretty much every week, like, "Oh my God, Matt, you lost so much weight. This guy lost so much weight. I'm so proud of you." It's like, thanks, guys. I appreciate you thinking I look good. That sentence didn't even sound English. Like merged all the syllables. I appreciate you thinking I look good. It's nice. I'm glad. I'm happy. I think I look better for sure. I'm not going to deny that. Um, but yeah, I wasn't obese. I was never that big. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just like, it's amazing what you could look like for the camera, like what people can think you look like when they have no idea. So that's why when people say, or this doesn't happen that often, but if someone comments that I'm ugly or something or blah, 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 or like even if someone comments that I'm good looking, it's like, well, you don't really know what I look like. You don't know, you can't really tell. From this video, you could tell a little bit more. You can see my whole body. You can see me for an hour speaking. But like just in general, it's like very hard to tell when you see my face. You can't really see the full picture. So I wasn't offended even back then. Like when everyone was calling me obese, I'm like, I'm not obese. Like I'm not even remotely close to that. So this is kind of funny to just pretend. For me to know and everyone else not to know is pretty funny. It's pretty hilarious. And then when I revealed, my body reveal was a great moment. It was very funny. But yeah, I can't convince people I wasn't obese. That's impossible. I've been trying. I can't do it. They won't believe me. So I just have to keep taking these compliments. And I feel bad not saying thanks, but I just don't want to answer them when I get the comment like, "Yo, you lost good shit, bro. You lost so much weight." Like, I don't want to say the same thing over and over again. I can't keep saying that. So I just leave it alone. I'm not going to say thanks. So I'm like, all right, thanks for thinking I look good. But I did not lose that much weight. But yeah, I usually only get recognized in public, which happens a good amount. It hasn't happened in a while. I think when I look like not stereotypical, but like there's like a version of me you guys think of in your mind. It's probably on the heavier side. I think it's when I have bigger hair. Like right now, I don't think I'll be recognized for like a month with this haircut. A thicker beard, bigger, curlier hair, and yeah, I just think that's the guy. If I look back and think of, I wish I wrote down the dates. I could like try make like a serial killer board. Like they only recognize me when I look like the Wolf Man. But yeah, that's historically I think that's what it is. So I don't really think you guys know what I really look like, which is fine. Not that I think I look pretty much the same. It's not like I'm some crazy looking guy. Whoa, he said he's 5'9", but he's really 6'7". That's crazy. But yeah, I don't really know how to lose weight. I've stayed the same weight. I've tried, like me going to the gym didn't really make me lose weight. It kind of just made me stay the same with muscle, I guess. I've been on and off tracking my calories for the past year because a friend of mine would do it. And even when I was tracking my calories, I wasn't really losing weight. I was just kind of like staying the same. So I kind of stay the same whether I track or not. I think I eat well in general, but like I certainly was eating way less than I was now. I was tracking at a certain point. I was trying to limit to 1,500. I was gonna say 500. I was eating one seed per day. No, 1,500 calories a day, which is not a lot, especially if I go to the gym, which I do. So I wasn't losing weight, so I don't really know. It's kind of just like I have to like really go crazy to lose weight, and I don't really care. Like I'd like to lose maybe 10 pounds, but I don't really care at a certain point. I think I look fine. I think I look good, not fine. I'm happy with the way I look. So thank you all for the compliments. And if you think I look bad, that's fine too. If you think I'm the most, there was one time a dude on Instagram. This is like my favorite insults, besides the one I said in the beginning about the chromosome, where he would just like comment that I was the ugliest man in the world. Like he was super serious. He's like, this guy's not funny. He's literally the ugliest person I've ever seen. He commented like 2 or 3 times. I was like crack up when I read that. It's like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like this is crazy. This is insane behavior. Like even if you thought I was ugly, I wasn't the ugliest person in the world. We could find so many uglier people. But I just thought it was so funny. I wish I saved that guy's name. Like I would have a beer with that man. Be like, hey, cheers. We did it. We did it together. He wasn't even that. If I remember correctly, I was like, all right, this guy's not that great looking. It's the people that a good looking guy would never say that. That's the thing. That's not how it goes. I have one more topic on here, just ghosts. I don't know why I want to talk about ghosts at the end. I don't know if I believe in ghosts. How much time have I done? What is it? 47? Oh, that's pretty good. I'm running out of water too. I'm like famished over here. Oh shit! I almost dropped it. My mouth is like a ghost. That made no sense. Sometimes I say things. One time a friend of mine said something to me in college. He's like 9 out of 10 times what you say is really funny, and then you'll say one thing that's like not funny at all and so bad. I'm like, kind of right. So if I could do 9 out of 10, that's a pretty good ratio. It might be worse than that, honestly, though. I think 9 out of 10 is too much. I don't know if I'm that funny. But ghosts, my family has been on so many ghost tours. Most of the time, a ghost tour is just a historical tour of a town. Like we go to a new town, we'll book a ghost tour, and they tell you like some ghost stories. Well, they're supposed to be true ghost stories. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's fun. Some of them have been really fun because they bring you into places. Like some of them gets kind of crazy. Jesus, the water, the ghost. All right, we're gonna get through this. I need to tell my ghost stories. God damn it. All right, let me see. Sorry, guys. 47 minutes. I should have had a bigger glass of water. I should have had my bottle. Okay, ghost stories. What's a good one? Oh, so I've had one real ghost thing happen to me, which was when I was younger, and I cannot explain what happened. The only thing I can think of is my dad did it, and he is just trying to trick us all. That's the only thing I can think of. It was at a restaurant in Arizona, Jerome, Arizona, which is like this ghost mining town. It's kind of a cool town. I think right before this happened, my dad hit it. He ran over a stop sign and fled the scene. And then we got a call later. It was like the first day of our vacation. They're like, yeah, you just fled the scene of an accident. He had to go to the local courthouse, and we went on vacation in Arizona. We went to a different town. He had to go back to court to see if he would go to jail or he had to pay a fine at the end of the day. For running over a stop sign. It was his fault. Why would he leave the scene? His defense is like, who do I call if I run over a stop sign? I don't know, the police? Anyone? You can just leave. There was like a million people around. So whatever, he's stupid. He also was, supposed to talk about ghosts, but we'll get there. He like stopped in front of the stop sign. For some reason, he was lost. He was like trying to read the map. And then he's like, all right, I gotta go this way. And he just like, the stop sign was clearly here. He just was like, he just kept going. He's got a senior moment. That was like 15 years ago maybe or something. I don't know. So it wasn't a senior moment. He was a young lad back then. But he just ran right over it and then was like, all right, see ya. Literally everyone, they were taking pictures of our car. He's like, time to go on vacation. But yeah, he got his comeuppance from that. But anyway, we went to this restaurant called the Haunted Hamburger, which is a known haunted restaurant, right? Haunted in quote. I'm doing air quotes right now if you can't see. Um, and I think the ghost, if I'm trying to remember the story, the ghost was like when they were building the place, would like move people's tools around. So like tools were being missing, right? Going missing. Um, so that's the haunted hamburger ghost. So we ordered our drinks. We got our drinks at the table, and like whatever, we're sitting there waiting to order our food. We ordered our food, and then we all like looked at our drinks, and everyone had the wrong drink. Like everyone had someone else's drink, and we're like, what the fuck? Like it was like even the like we told the waitress, and she didn't believe us. She thought we were like joking, and we were like, what the heck? Like we were my grandma was there. She saw the whole thing. She doesn't believe it happened. She like did plausible. She's just like that didn't happen. I don't believe that was a thing. That didn't happen. Um, she's like thought there was like magnets under the table. Like it's a glass jars. So like if it wasn't my dad that did it or my mom wouldn't do it. If it wasn't my dad, it was a ghost. Like truly, I don't know what it could be, because we're all like, you have your drink in front of you. It's my drink. She's like, hey, who has the lemonade? I take my lemonade, and then I get my dad's beer or something. If it wasn't him, like secretly doing it when no one was paying attention, then it was a ghost. But in my mind, I'm like, it might have been him. Honestly, like he might have just been trying to spice things up. Like, yeah, we have yet to see a ghost. Let's go. But we've been on some other fun. We went on a ghost tour in the Metropolitan Museum of Art with these two like, I'm gonna call them insane people. They were just two dudes. They looked like they live in their mom's basement. They were kind of crazy. They were very entertaining. I'm not trying to insult them. They were very entertaining. But just like they had this look. They were like Jerry Seinfeld looking if he like failed at everything. Jerry Seinfeld if things didn't go his way. Kind of looked like that. Like Larry David kind of, but like worse. But like they're still nice. And we went into Metropolitan Museum of Art with like ghost detecting tools. It's like this thing that detects frequencies and stuff. And we're just like scanning stuff. And there's no ghost. Like we didn't find a ghost, but the thing beeped a lot. We're like beeping on wires and stuff in the wall. So it's kind of fun, just like going around. Everyone's like, "What the fuck are they doing?" We're just like beep 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 beep, trying to find ghosts. It's kind of fun just to do for like, if you don't actually think you're gonna find a ghost, it's pretty fun. But when I was younger, I was actually very scared. There was one place, I think maybe I was like 13 or something. The rest of my family went in. They all made me feel like a bitch. Now I'd go in. I'd have no problem. But I was too scared to go into the ghost house. Like it was like a actual haunted house, like not like a fake one, where they like set up a camera. I don't remember. Like it was just described as very scary. I was scared. I stayed on the bus. Everyone else went in, and they said it was really cool in there. I should have gone. That was the only time I stayed back, I think. Or no, there was another house I think I did the same trip maybe. I forgot. There was one we did in Plymouth, Massachusetts, with this another crazy. This is a lot of ghost finding people are a little kooky. They're interesting. I don't want to call them crazy because they're all been nice. We went into a cemetery in the middle of the night. It was like raining in the middle of the night in the cemetery. Just like, I don't think we were looking for ghosts. We were just like getting a tour. And then we went to this lady's house who like people pay her to sleep in her house because it's supposed to be so haunted. Like they can't even sleep one night in the room. It gets so crazy. So we just toured her house, and she was like showing us. They always have like video footage, but it's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain any of this. It's just so crazy. Some of this stuff, it's like insane. It's like the whole world of ghosts. I don't really believe in ghosts, but like some of the stuff, I'm like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to explain this. I just don't think I care enough anymore. It's bigger problems than ghosts. Maybe the ghosts can help us. Hey, can we get some food, ghosts? Like, can you farm for us instead of like haunting little children? Can you instead of possessing this young girl, like maybe make some potatoes in the field for us? Fucking get some Irish potato famine ghosts. They can't even do shit. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I believe in it. But some of it's I would go on another ghost tour again. Actually, by my house, by my apartment. I remember going when I was younger, a long time ago, on a ghost tour in Manhattan, and I saw this lady giving a tour, and I was like, that lady looks familiar. And I walked by and it was at night, and she was talking about ghosts, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I went on this tour 10 years ago. Like, she's giving the exact same tour. I went on this thing. I was like, I was almost gonna be like, oh my god, I've been here. But yeah. So these ghost people are dedicated. Some of it's really boring. Sometimes it's like a history lesson. You're like, oh my god. But when it's a good ghost tour, it's like really fun. I've been into like a prison too, like penitentiary ghost tour. Like some of it's you get to go to like cool places in the middle of the night, just paying whatever. I don't even. Sometimes it's not that expensive. Um, but yeah, I don't. I haven't been on one in a while. I think it's an American thing pretty much. I don't know if they have them in these other countries as much. Yeah, forever in Manhattan. I don't think the good ones have been in Manhattan. It's always been like it's like a small town. Like Salem, Massachusetts would probably have a good ghost tour. They probably like wrap a member of a group on a wooden pile and burn them, and then you'd be like, oh my god, that was someone's mom. But it'd be fun for the ghost tour. So yeah, those are really fun. So I'm reminiscing about the old days with the ghosts. I don't think I've lived in a place with a ghost. I think when you're a kid, you're kind of scared of everything, but there's not really. I used to think there was a ghost in my house. There's no ghost in my house. I'm not scared. Unless he hears this, then I might be scared. I don't live there anymore. Hey, don't leave my family alone. Maybe the cat scared him off. But yeah. So that's it on ghosts. Thank you guys for watching or listening. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. Can't wait to have a nice cold glass of water. This is gonna be so great. Be safe, everyone. Love you all. Peace out.